don't know if anyone is here. You may be here. And I just... So you guys can see me. Is that right? I want to apologize. First of all, okay, so I hear from Jodie Foster and STC Mindy that it's working. I'm on a new laptop, and the new laptop is not, apparently doesn't like OBS much. And it's not loading my chat window, so I can't see who's here. It's not loading all of the frame and stuff. GridFam is not working. I am so sorry. I was really looking. Okay, I've got to figure out. I need to figure out how to get the chat back up, because that is really the most important thing. Don't leave, okay, you guys? Can you promise me you won't leave? Promise me you won't leave. Promise? Okay. I don't know. I want to be able to see the chat. That's the thing. How's everybody doing, by the way? Nice to see all of you guys. I wish I could call you out like I always do, but I can't see the chat window for some reason, so I'm afraid I don't know who's here. I'll bet Thirsty for Chicken is here. And I'll bet, let me see, a lot of our regular family is here. I know Shadow Beth Jodie Foster's here, and STC Crazy Mindy is here, and I'm sure Shara Kane is here. I would assume that a lot of our others are here. Maybe Polka Nut, maybe Itsisa, maybe Trek Lives, maybe Kirkstarter. I'm going to guess that a lot of you are out there. So, let's get started. Obviously, this is going to be kind of weird because I can't bring anybody into GridFam because I can't get on GridFam. I haven't been able to figure out how to get the new laptop working correctly. But that's okay. It's okay. Because, I mean, I would love to be able to see who's here tonight and chat with you guys, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the laptop working in time. However, apparently, there is some stupid thing that I should probably address. So Sunday night, you guys, Sunday night, I was laying in my room watching a movie, and I suddenly realized that it was 7:45, and I had I was supposed to be on a show on the Simpcast with Chrissy Mayer and whoever else was going to be there. And I was just laying in my room watching TV, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm late. So I grabbed a black button-up shirt, and I came into the studio, and I set up just like this, and started the interview, started the show. And in the middle of the show, and if you've seen it, you can see this for yourself. It's on video. I look over, like I'm looking over my laptop to try to find something. And I couldn't see it. It was behind my laptop. So, what did I do, everybody? I just went like this to get the thing behind the laptop. And as soon as I did, I reached for it. It couldn't have been more than 2 seconds. And that was it. It was a complete accident. I wasn't even aware that anything happened. But wouldn't you know it, these pathetic, I'm sorry, I'm trying my best not to I don't even, what's wrong with people? Seriously, you couple of people out there, and you know who you are. Anybody who's ever spent 30 seconds around me or knows anything about me, which clearly you don't, knows that I would never do something so stupid. And I'm seeing these, Vic Mignogna exposed himself. Are you insane? You must be mentally unstable. You must need medication. Seriously, you need to get some help. Have you ever gone to the beach? Have you ever gone to the swimming pool? Well, those people are exposing themselves about as much as I did. There was no exposing. All you need to do is look at the video, you guys. All the 2 seconds of it. You can see the tails of my shirt, and you can see my thighs, and you can see a portion of my shorts. And that's it. For 2 seconds. And it's not, nothing was exposed. And I was mortified when I found out about it. I would never in a billion lifetimes do something like that. It's inconceivable to me that there are literally people out there who are so perverted. You know, perverted people think everything and everyone is perverted. You know what I mean? Like they look through a perverted lens, right? Like it wouldn't even ever occur to me to expose myself in some way. It wouldn't even occur to me. Like that's not even in my thought process. But there are people out there whose minds are so twisted and they're so full of whatever darkness that's in them that they see perversion everywhere. And a simple accident, a momentary mistake, which still wasn't inappropriate, it wasn't exposing anything, that's what they see, or that's what they want people to see. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. I really don't. Because you would think that I murdered their family. They behave with such hatred and such vitriol, and you would think, like, what did Vic do to this person or their family or their nothing? They don't even know me. Like the people the people, and I use that term loosely, that decided to try to twist this and spin it into something dark and perverted. They've never met me. They don't know me. They've never spent a minute with me. They are not connected to anything in my life. And yet, they are so desperate to get some attention for themselves. It would actually be sad if they weren't so vicious toward other people. You know what I mean? I try to wonder, and I pray to heaven that this is not any of you. Please, everyone, don't ever get yourself in a position where you are so desperate for some publicity. You're so desperate to be noticed that you will take an innocent moment that's from somebody else that has nothing to do with you and try to twist it and pervert it into something that it is clearly not, just for your own publicity. That's pathetic. And if that's you, you're pathetic. And with whatever love I can muster, please get some help. Seriously. I thought I'd demonstrate. Broly here is holding what I was wearing. So if anyone tries to tell you, Vic Mignogna exposed himself, you're disturbed if you think that. You're blind and disturbed if you think that. Just look at the 2 seconds of video. And then I went on to do a 3-hour show. So presumably, if these people are correct, I'm doing a 3-hour show, and then randomly, for no reason, without any kind of announcement, any kind of billboarding, I just expose myself for 3 seconds. And then we're back into the show, and I behave as if nothing happened. It doesn't even make any sense. I can't even, normal people can't wrap their minds around how abnormal people's minds work. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. You know how you know people in your life who do things, and you look at them like, how could you even conceive of doing that? Like their brain works so differently than yours does that you just look at them and go, I don't understand. How do you even think that? I mean, number one, it was an accident. So, and by the way, I even messaged the people that were on the show with me, and they were laughing, and they're like, no, we thought it was funny. I messaged them like, I did not realize that happened. I'm so sorry. And they're like, oh, are you kidding? Like everybody during COVID, everybody who was ever doing a Zoom call or a Zoom meeting from home, I guarantee you, was quite relaxed and probably had on a pair of shorts, but they put on their shirt or put on a tie for the live stream, which is what I did last night, which is what I did Sunday night. And I didn't even think about it when I just went like this to reach over and get something on the other side of my laptop. I didn't even think about it. You got to wonder what goes through the twisted, dark brains of people that, and the people that will take, I should finish that thought. People that will take anything and try to pull it out of context and twist it for their own purposes. You could not pay me enough money to ever do anything like that publicly, much less on a internet show. I mean, it's preposterous. It would be like me calling and going, guess what? Like the pastor at our church, right in the middle of his sermon today, threw down his pants and whipped out his privates in front of her. And you're like, that didn't happen. No, because it's absolutely absurd. Never would that happen. And that's exactly the same thing. Like something like that would never happen. It was a complete innocent accident. And I would encourage any of you guys to be the voice of obvious reason wherever and whenever you see the opportunity. Yep. There's the culprit. See? There was nothing to see. No exposing. It's almost funny. Except you got to wonder what is inside these people. They have to be. They really do. And I say this with as much grace as I can come up with. They have to be mentally disturbed. They have to be emotionally troubled people. They have to be. And it's the same handful of people. Did you notice that? Every time there is any kind of attack, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. If they can figure out a way to try to make me look bad. Oh, I saw Vic Mignogna doing 62 in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. Like, they'll do anything. And you got to wonder, what goes through the brain of somebody like that? How are they so empty? How are they so void of any ethics? Any ethics, any common dignity? They must be so twisted and dirty themselves, dark and perverted themselves, that they look for that in other people. Aha! I knew it. See, look, he exposed himself. No, I didn't. Number one, it was an accident. Number two, there was nothing to see. I was wearing a pair of shorts. Those shorts. So, I almost did the live stream tonight in shorts. I almost did. Because it's laughable. It's absolutely comical that that anyone on the planet Earth would see that as anything but kind of a hilarious accident. Anyway, welcome to tonight's live stream. I'm at a great loss, you guys, because I can't see you. I can't see you, and I don't know who's here. And you know the whole point of these live streams is to interact with you guys. So I'm not really sure how to proceed with the new computer giving me trouble. Live stream right now. Someone asked me what I'm doing. Okay, you know what? Let's take a look at our notes for tonight, though, because, hey, I can at least share that with you. So this weekend, you guys, this weekend, you know what I'm about to say, don't you? This weekend is Funko PopCon and more in Orlando, Florida. I am extremely excited, you guys. I'm so excited to be there this weekend. And I have a surprise for everybody that comes. I'm not going to tell you what it is. No, I'm not going to be wearing shorts at the event. Somebody was like, darn, it was my chance to be internet famous. No. I have a special pop that I'm bringing. Let's just put it that way. And I'm going to be putting it up for auction. It's one of a kind. And so be watching for that this weekend. I'm sure somebody from the event will write about it and talk about it in some way. Let's take a look at our notes for tonight. So, Orlando this weekend, and the following weekend is the next Fan Appreciation Weekend at our Star Trek studio. That's the weekend of the 17th, 18th. I am super excited, you guys. This weekend, Orlando. The following weekend, our Star Trek studio. Then coming up, I've got events at Dragon Brothers in Brownsville, Texas, Beta Quest, more stuff coming up, you guys. I mean, I've got at least 8 or 10 events already lined up for next year. We're just finishing up the contracts and, dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and then we'll be announcing those. Now, if you can't get to a convention, Cameo. And the Christmas season is a perfect opportunity to get a cameo for yourself or for a friend or a relative that may enjoy my work. So if you go to cameo.com, I've got a few cameos waiting for me right now, and I will probably do them as soon as we finish, the live stream tonight. Feel free to join the Risenbull Rangers. It's free, and you will instantaneously have a family of 15 or 20,000 fans around the world that love what you love. I've got the music book is just about ready to go live and release on Amazon. This is 100 pages of 16 or 17 of the more popular songs of mine that I've written from my albums. There are even a couple on there that are not on an album yet. So if you're interested, you can be watching for that on Amazon. If you're a piano player, or if you want to sing one of my songs at a church or an event or school project, the sheet music is coming for anybody that plays the piano. Also, I mentioned last week the Star Trek Continues calendar. And you can order one for yourselves. They're going, by the way. They're going fast. I only had 100 of them made. And they are going fast. But if you guys would like to have one, you can message, what was it? Skipper STC. Was that right? I think it was skipperstc@gmail.com. I think so. Maybe one of you that's in the chat that I can't see. Mindy, Shadowbeth, somebody, Nightmare, one of you guys, would you please, maybe Ruthie, if you have that email address, please put it in the chat. And we have a very limited number of these beautiful, like 12 by 12, you guys. They're gorgeous. So when you open them up, they're 12 by 24 with a beautiful picture each month from a different episode. So check those out. Okay, guys, Wellness Wednesday. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Mistakes. We must all take ownership of our mistakes. I take ownership. Lowering the lid on my laptop for a brief matter of seconds so I could reach behind it was a mistake. Mistakes can range from a simple gaffe, which is what I would call that, to things more serious. As long as nothing done is malicious or in poor intention, learn to forgive yourself for mistakes that you've made. Others will always judge as it becomes apparent in our world that not everyone will forgive us when things go sideways. This season begin to break that cycle of hate, and choose to forgive others when they fail or fall, rather than taking pleasure in others' pain. You really need to check your own mental and emotional health if you get the slightest bit of joy or satisfaction from someone else's pain. That's not cool. That is not cool in the least. So, that's tonight's Wellness Wednesday. Yes, I am having technical difficulties. Pete's McGeets just sent me an email going, I know you're having technical difficulties. Yes, I am. And I know SSJ Mark is here. I know Nightmare is here. I'm hoping a lot of the others of you, I don't know, Sarah Reichel's here, Angeloid, Luffy, Deathwalker, Zany Zapan. I'm trying to think of all the names. There's so many of you. I love you guys, and I am so, so grateful that you come each week. I apologize. Is Bryant Dukes here? Let's see if Bryant Dukes is here. Yeah, Bryant Dukes is here, and I'm going to blame him for messing the stream up. Bryant, what did you do this time? Oh, you guys. I want to talk about Christmas for a minute. I have very mixed feelings about Christmas. I have mixed feelings about this holiday, and I'll tell you why. Because the holiday is supposed to be about the birth of Christ. Now, you don't have to be a follower of Jesus. You don't have to believe in Jesus. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to believe that Jesus came and died for the sins of the world. You don't have to believe any of that to acknowledge that he was born. It's a pretty established fact that he was born. You know, it's like, that would be like, it would be like, you know, I think Abraham Lincoln was a horrible president, so I'm not going to take the day off from work to celebrate his birthday. No, the birthday has nothing to do with whether or not you believe or support a person. You can still appreciate that they came, that they were here, and what they gave to humanity. The whole reason that we give gifts at Christmas is because God gave us a gift of his son, a gift of salvation, a gift of rescue and redemption. And you don't even have to accept the gift to at least acknowledge the specialness of the day. I struggle with this holiday because it has become so commercial and so shallow and empty of real meaning. It has become so much more about Santa and presents and elves and reindeer and snowmen and tinsel and lights and wreaths and trees and bulbs and on and on. And yet, none of those things have anything to do with the purpose of Christmas. The purpose of Christmas is to be thankful for God's gift to us. That's why we give gifts to others. And whatever you do, guys, don't give gifts to yourself. Oh my gosh, that is the most self-indulgent. In my mind, that is like the worst perversion of Christmas. Anytime I see a commercial on television for like some product and they're like, this Christmas, give yourself the gift of luxury or something like that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? We think about ourselves 364 days a year. We think about ourselves, what we want, what we like, what we don't want, what we don't like, what we prefer, what we don't prefer, what we hate, what we love, what we oppose, what we support. How about for one day not thinking about ourselves? Not buying a Christmas present for ourselves. In fact, I would encourage you guys, give some of your Christmas presents away. Focus on giving to others, not what you're going to get. I would really love to encourage you guys, with all of my heart, look for ways to give to someone else this year. When I was married a long, long time ago, I had 2 stepchildren that I loved very much. And my favorite thing was watching them open gifts. And even then, it was very important to us to instill in them that the importance of Christmas is not about receiving. It's not about getting. It's not about what's under the tree for me, how many of those presents are for me. And the sooner we can instill that in kids, the better. If you have kids, I would encourage you to do this. If you don't, you probably will someday, and I would encourage you to do this. Start teaching your kids from the very outset of their birth, from their very early formative years, that Christmas is not about what you can get for toys and trinkets and playthings and stuff, even clothing, whatever. It's about giving to others. So when I was married and I had 2 stepchildren, every year we would go through all of their toys and we would pull out dozens of toys or clothes that they never played with. Nothing wrong with them, they just didn't play with them. And we would pack them up in a box and we would take the kids to a Salvation Army or a Goodwill, and they would take the boxes of their own toys in to donate. And you'd be amazed at how good it makes you feel. People think it feels good to be given a present, and it does. But until you feel what it's like to give to someone else or to give of yourself to someone else, you'll find that that feeling is much stronger and more rewarding and satisfying than the feeling you get from getting things and receiving things. So I'd like to encourage all of you guys this Christmas, look for ways to give, maybe even some of your own gifts. Look for ways to direct the attention away from yourself and your presence and what you can do and give to others. Okay? I'm sure some of you are wondering where to get these cool shorts. I'm sorry, I don't know where I got them. But they make a great Christmas gift. I love you guys. We're going to have another live stream next week. I'm going to cut this one a little bit short just because I can't see you guys. I feel so disconnected from you because I can't read your comments. I can't see the chat. I don't know who's here. And I can't get on Grid Fam to see you that way. So But it was important that I wanted to get on live stream tonight. I wanted to make sure and see you guys and have you see me. And I wanted to explain the crazy little stupid mishap from Sunday evening and demonstrate to you that there's nothing to see. And it's just a bunch of hot air as usual. You guys go out there and be awesome this weekend. Hopefully I'll see a lot of you in a few days, like day after tomorrow. I'll be heading to Orlando, and I will hope to see you guys there. In the meantime, I love you guys. God bless you. And next week, I'll have this all worked out by then, and we'll have a proper live stream closer to Christmas. Okay? Take care, guys. Love y'all, and I will see you next week. Take care.